What's up, everybody? It's Short Fry here, and today I'm bringing you a cute little gameplay on Overgrown. But before we get into that, let's go ahead and push the gameplay to the side for a little bit so I can talk about my fun little experience I had over this weekend. Had a great weekend altogether, but the beginning was a little sketchy, and I'm going to go ahead and explain to you why. Uh, First off, Thursday and Friday we had in-service days, so we did not go to school for those days. Because in-service, it's the end of the 9 weeks, which we get our progress reports in, and I had one failing grade on there. And that was because I honestly do not care about the first 9 weeks of school, and here's why. The first 9 weeks of school I feel are insignificant, and I explained this to my mom. Because by the end of the second semester, I'm going to be able to have all my grades to A's and B's, and that's when the date really counts. So I really don't care about the first 9 weeks, but she does, and I understand that. But yeah, let's go ahead and get on to this weekend. Thursday, I did not do anything because I was just working. I went to school. No, I didn't go to school. What am I talking about? I went to work, came home, and slept. Friday was when things started to get a little sketchy. I woke up, didn't do anything all day, and by the end of the day, I had the option to go to this football game or go to this haunted house with this woman, or girl, I should say. And regretfully, I chose this girl. And this is why it was regretful. She decided not to talk to me for the whole day. Oh, God. I'm not even going to trip about it. But she didn't talk to me for the whole day. She decided to stand me up like an immature little woman she is. And, she can do what she wants. I mean, I'm done with it. I understand that a lot of girls my age are immature. It's the high school. All they care is about looks. They try too hard. They're inconsiderate, and I really don't care. I know it sounds like I care, but I really don't. But there are a few shining stars that shine in that mass immense of space of high school. That was a beautiful analogy. And one of those was one of my close friends, Kim. She is a lesbian, and I'm not saying that because it has any impact on the story, but it kind of, on our relationship, it does. And it's not going to be like, oh, she's lesbian, so it changes everything. But it really doesn't. What that gives her to me is that sort of bro feeling that I have with my bro friends, my guy friends that I can hang out with and tell everything. But you know, there's certain things you can tell a guy your friend and a girlfriend. There's certain things you can say to those people. But with her, I can say everything in between. I feel comfortable with her enough. And it's really great to have a friend like that. And I'm going to go and tell you why. I'm going to go and tell you what happened this weekend that brought us really close together. We didn't really talk a lot before this weekend, but I feel like we're going to become a lot closer friends because of this weekend. Anyways, I was working my Saturday shift because Friday I was kind of depressed. I had a bad day on Saturday, and I was like, okay, screw it, I'm not going to do anything. But then she goes ahead and texts me that night. She's like, hey, I'm scared because my mom left. I'm home alone. I'm like, oh, we can chill or something, bro. And so we decided to go and chill. I brought a bunch of movies over. We watched a bunch of movies. We watched The A-Team, then we watched The Happening, then we watched Disturbia. And, no, we watched The Happening, and then we watched Paranormal Activity. And, that's when stuff started getting creepy. Because I'm not going to lie to you, her house is legitimately haunted. And here's why. We were watching Paranormal Activity, and I've seen that movie countless times, and in my very first commentary, I talked about how when you watch a movie, you feel like whatever's in that movie, if there's like a monster or something, you feel like that monster is watching you just because it gives you that sort of impression on your brain, and you feel like it's watching you. It happens to a lot of people. But anyways, we were watching this movie, we put in Disturbia and just started watching it, and Paranormal Activity was still on our brain. And we started hearing thumps outside, and we kid you not, they were like bangs on her. Like, she has a broken down, what's it called? She has a broken down truck outside her car. What? She has a broken down truck outside of her house. Most likely because she is Mexican. But these were beating on her hood of that broken down truck. Like, they were like, you know, like when you push down on a hood and it makes that noise, like a popping noise, I guess you could say. That's the noise we were hearing. And we were just like sitting there and we were like, did you hear that? And it happened, and it started getting louder and louder, and then it just stopped. And we just turned off the TV and we're just sitting there listening for any other noise or any other sign of any paranormal activity. Oh, you see what I did there? We were sitting there and we decided just to go ahead and finish Disturbia before we went to bed. And then her mom comes down the next morning and she tells her mom that she heard these things. And she said, Kim, you know about this house. I was like, what? What are you talking about? Did you regret to inform me that you have demons inside of this establishment? And she was like, oh no, it's nothing. We just hear children laughing and footsteps running up down the stairs. I'm like, that's something. Okay, that's something you tell somebody before they come over to your house. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're my best friend. If you have ghosts in your house, I'm not coming close. Oh god. But I was already there that late anyway. And anyways, I ended up hanging out with Kim that night, and we ended up going to sleep. And my stepdad's dad actually had a surgery for diabetic amputation, and I totally forgot about it like an a-hole, and I'm sorry about that. But I decided to go ahead and I called into work for that, and that was a big ordeal because everybody trips out when I call into work because I'm just the worst employee in the entire world. Oh, 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Alrighty. Had to check something. Alrighty, but I guess I'm just the worst employee in the entire history of this earth. But aside from that, after that I hung out with Kim some more. We were just hanging out, and we decided to go to the mall, and we walked from her house to the mall. And I was like, oh, you probably live like halfway down the street. No, we live 3 miles away from the mall. And we walked those 3 miles. That 3-hour trek took about an hour and a half, and we were exhausted. The sun was just baking us. It was very hot today in Kansas, and by the yellow brick road and the amber waves of grain, assholes. But yeah, we got to the mall, and we decided we wanted to watch the movie The Thing. And if you did not know, this new movie The Thing is the prequel to the old Thing. Because like in the very end of this new thing, there's a guy in the chopper, and in the very beginning of the old thing, there's a guy in the chopper, and that was a very confusing concept, but I hope you guys were able to grasp it. If I definitely recommend seeing it. It was a very scary movie, but for some reason like the speakers were messed up in the theater we went and saw, and they were just like blaring in our ears, and I couldn't hear anything by the end. But anyways, we were done with that movie. We walked out and decided to go to see Real Steel. We were walking in there, we were trying to be sly because we didn't want to pay for our tickets because we're just hoodlums like that. But so we didn't do that. We just walked in there and the guy was like, hey, did you guys have your tickets? And me being my little smart ass self, I was like, are you accusing us of something, sir? And I'm not going to go into detail about this, but anyways, we had an argument about it. He ended up catching me. We got kicked out, ended up walking to PetSmart just to look at puppies, but there weren't no puppies. Assholes. That was a very fast summary of the last, like, 3 hours of our day. But yeah, guys, I'm really going to talk about the game plan. I'm sorry about that, but I hope you guys enjoyed this little story I had, and I'm sorry if you didn't. I'm just trying to let you guys know a little bit more about myself. I want you guys to know about my life. But remember, you guys watch YouTube videos before, go ahead and rate the video, comment the video, subscribe, and give me a thumbs up if you really enjoyed it, or give me a thumbs down if you really didn't. And your feedback helps. And alright, I love you guys. Peace out.